hair dye. Come on.
It's a contrast in styles. Kazakhstan have performed hugely well in this tournament so far. I just think they can upset the more skillful China team. And China, lots of skills, lots of air on the ball, great handling skills. But I fancy the Kazakhstans to disrupt and fight for everything and come through as they did against Japan yesterday. But I've been along on a few occasions already this weekend, Uza, and my money is on Kazakhstan to join Hong Kong in the final.
Kazakhstan, okay, I'll wait till the last minute to have a stab at this myself. And China here after an earlier win against Thailand, 24-5. And Kazakhstan on the burst now to their prolific try scorer. And she's away. She's gone all the way. What a fantastic score to Lyudmila Koticek. That's her 6th try of the tournament. Big Bosch fend. And out flanking Sun Sichao. And putting the big fend on Yu Li Ping. A lot of work to do there. Biggest, fastest, most athletic of the Kazakhstan players out there. A brilliant attempt at the conversion, but just falling short. So it's Kazakhstan 5, China 0 after 1 minute. So for once, Diary's not putting the mockers, the commentators' kiss of death on Kazakhstan, scoring as he reflected putting his vote behind the Kazakhstan to take this one, but this crowd will have a lot to say, getting behind their team. And here they come through Yu Li Ping. There's a lot of bodies in there trying to get over that ball, and it's Kazakhstan who looks to have secured it, trying to have 4 or 5 in there, so does Kazakhstan. Here's another chance for the try scorer. Big step off the left, but good cover on the inside from Zhao. But again, it's coming back for Kazakhstan. Bakhtiyabieva clears it, and away it comes to the right. It's Korshabieva. Good cover there from Juan. Just spotted that, closed it down, but still, look at them offside in the midfield there. Lots of pressure coming through. It comes back nicely. Teddyayeva just losing her footing there as she looked like she was going to spot a gap on the side. And that ball contested but held on to Bakhtiyabayeva. And good defence from China. And some respite. A couple of minutes of attack from Kazakhstan, and there's 4 minutes remaining. China looking to get out of the ground. Oh, she's grubbed that. She spotted the gap.
Huge work rate from both teams in this opening 3 minutes of the game. Lots of tight, hard work on the ground at the contact area. Grown to expect that from Kazakhstan. But always wearing on the sides that like to play with air on the ball, like the China team.
Thrown in by Zhao and gets deflected back. Zhao comes around and cleans that up. Flicks one around the back, and Koticek just going through and giving a shove to the China player. Wasn't really looking for the ball, but shoved her anyway, just in case. China tap and go here. It's quite a way to the sideline. Looks like it. Zhao with the ball at her feet. Steps off the right. Feeds it to Liu. Gives it out to Sun Sichao. Yang Min, the stars of this China number 7's outfit. And the ball's just sitting there waiting, and Zhao again to Wang, out to Lu. Gives it back inside to Sun, and Sun to Zhao. He's come around there and his body's on the ground. That was a big passage of play, but China have pegged one back, so it's 5-all.
Referee not awarded it yet, Grant?
Not yet.
Checking on the forward pass or potential foul play. Matthew Rodden, who's been contacted by Mum to say thank you for your apology earlier, Grant. Try being awarded now by Matthew.
Okay, so Tim Baker over there on the far sideline, helping Matt out with some of the, and that's a big kick. It's to the right though, so it remains 5-all with 1.5 minutes remaining, and this game evenly poised. Very warm down there, close to 30 degrees, height of the afternoon. It's a good restart. Is it going to go 10? Yes, it is, off the bounce, but it's beaten everybody. Top beautifully to Bieva. Good gas coming through the middle from Korsha Bieva, and away goes the try scorer. But she's made it. She's gone all the way. She's going to come round behind the posts, and that's try number 6 for the Yudmila Koryochik.
Fantastic support lines, and this girl's having a huge influence on this. Well, on every performance for the Kazakhstan team. Powerful, pacey, able to defend. Second try of the final, but probably taking the Kazakhstans into a lead against the run of play just before the half-time whistle.
That's right, we've just got timers up on the clock. The try scorer is still down. Kazakhstan going to be hoping for their sake she's not hurt. Maybe just a bit short of breath there after a couple of big runs. Oh, and the kick is away. That could be vital. So it's 10-5. And referee deciding there's still time here, even though time's up on the clock. As the star of the moment stays down on the far side. So Kazakhstan are pointing, but they've only got 6 on the field. And they want to see off this first half. Playing with just 6 players. Zhao takes that, 22. Realising they've got a man over, a woman over, there's emergency to get it wide. They've done so. Now they're struggling to find where's that gap. There's got to be one. And here it could come. Brown, and there it is. It had to come. I've got to wonder why Kazakhstan didn't get a replacement on. And that's evened it up with a conversion to come under the posts, and China could take the lead here into the second half.
Oh, she's such a key player, but it was a risk, a high risk. You could tell she wasn't injured. It was a case if she was tired and shattered, and it's always frustrating as a coach. And I think Kazakhstan took the chance of seeing out the last play with their star player on the ground, but it's allowed China to take a 2-point lead into the half.
And there it is, the kick's over, and they regroup for the second half, and there's another player down from Kazakhstan, which is up. It's number 10, Korsha Bieva, another critical player. Not wanting to roll the subs yet. Two of their most important players. And there's Ben Gollings down there with the China ladies team. He's spending some time in China these last few weeks with the Chinese men's and women's sevens, mainly the ladies. Here goes the star of the show, Lyudmila Kovacic. And can't see what's happened there that she would stay down for so long. She's obviously critical to this Kazakhstan side, so they've kept her on. Hopefully she's okay for their sake.
And here's the try that took them into the lead. Like anything, I think it was a case of fatigue rather than anything else. That's when you've got to dig deep and get up and get back in your defensive line. And there's the resultant try, with Kazakhstan having to play for the last 30 seconds down to 6 girls.
So another tight semi here. We just saw Hong Kong pipping Japan in the first semi-final, and with a 2-pointer here, big second half for both these sides. We will go forward to play Hong Kong in the final later today. At 7:30 this evening. It's a beautiful restart, and Guan has battered that over the sideline unintentionally, so Kazakhstan with the first chance. And the overhead throw has gone way over everybody, but bounced fortuitously for Kushabayeva, and she stayed in the game after remaining down at half time. There she comes again, and there's their start, taking the attention of 2 or 3 of the Chinese players. Will it come to ground? Yes, she gets it down. It's going to come back now. The ref's got his arm out, and some penalty advantage here for Kazakhstan. Can they use it? On the ball now, Tiliayeva. Oh, bullet takes it. Takes a bullet to the groin. There's some very tired players now in this heat, and Matt Rodden explaining that Kovacic has held on to that under intense scrutiny from the Chinese defence. They'll be relieved to have a chance now to get their hands on the ball after nearly 2 minutes of play. Good relief there. It's a long way to the touchline. She's got that over onto the chalk on the bounce, and in comes the ball boy.
Pressure into points, I think, Grant's going to be the name of this game, and Kazakhstan, through their pick and go game, really not exploiting the spaces that had been created with first hit ups, and perhaps a chance gone begging there.
Not straight. The previous line out from Kazakhstan been hiffed over the top to nobody, and the Chinese not getting their throw straight. Taking advantage of the set piece, and Kazakhstan opting for the line out.
And the star winger been substituted, blowing really the end of that second half, and indeed after a contribution to the first attack has now been substituted.
That's right, look at this. This is a mess here. And finally it comes back to Numatova. Gets it out to Koshbayeva. And on comes Kubisheva, and she's going over in the corner, and that's a well-worked try to Kazakhstan, claiming the lead back again after winning their own lineouts. A tussle in midfield, and it's now 15-12 in this cup semi-final over China.
A sensible substitution, I think, for Kazakhstan, while being the start of the first half. Fresh legs on. China have been working hard defensively, and some of those girls are blowing now. Be interesting to see what Ben Collins does. He's making a few changes now as well, and certainly in this heat with just under 4 minutes to go, fresh legs.
Tong has come to the sideline.
What a fantastic touchline conversion. Sorry, Grant.
No, you're right.
We missed that one, and that will have a significant influence on the result of this game. Fantastic touchline conversion by Kazakhstan.
Brilliant conversion from Korshabayeva. The key players in the squad, and Bakhtibayeva gets us started again. Will that go 10 on the bounce? Yes, it does again. And well snaffled by Badatova. A nice sniffing success here. Another try here would make it very difficult for China to come back. They've knocked it on, and now there's another knock on, so we'll come back for the first knock on with 3 minutes remaining. It's Kazakhstan 17, China 12. Coming up after this, we're back to the men's side of the draw. 2 minutes 22 on the clock here. There's a big stand-up tussle of the front rows. It's all over the place. Both teams recognising how urgently they need the ball here with 2 minutes remaining. China to stay in the match, Kazakhstan to put it away. China now with this beautiful passing we've seen in this tournament. One of the best passing teams in the tournament. Matt Rodden says that Kazakhstan's not rolling away. Quickly taken by China. Kazakhstan getting back to 10 desperately. Gets towed through by Kazakhstan. Comes out to Liu. She's got a couple hanging off her. 3 now. And this is important. Kazakhstan thinking they could win that one, but Matt Rodden with his arm out again. Away goes Zhao. They were not back 10, but referee lets it go on. Away by Zhao to Yang. And here's Tong, this hard running big athlete. Tong, can she reach out? No, she can't. And she's almost impeded her teammate. Scrapping for the ball, and China are back on level pegging. 17 all, this crowd enjoying that one. A couple of Kazakhstan players out on their feet. Maybe this heat's starting to affect them. So 17 all with a kick to come. Just 45 seconds on the clock. They look exhausted, don't they?
Out on their feet. What a big kick this is with 30 seconds left.
Oh, it's off the post. She blasted that into the nearest. Nearly come back and bonked her on the head. She hit it that hard. And here we go.
Hint of a knock on, but Matt Rodden was on the money there. Yeah, ball went back at the tackle. So great ruling on that one.
Nice try to Zhao in the end. So 17 all. We've got 6 seconds on the clock. We could be heading to extra time if no one can score off this movement. It's a nice kick. China's knocked on. Kazakhstan have a chance here. They do look tired. If they go into extra time, they could struggle. Knocked down. And the arms out from Matt Rodden. Away comes Nematova. Knocked down. Another chance. Kazakhstan look tired, and if it goes to extra time, they're not interested. They're just going to kick it out. Hello, we'll go to extra time. And
oh, what a poor decision by Kazakhstan.
they look surprised that there's no time for the line out. There's dismay. But time was up on the clock. And I'm sure they would rather have finished that right there than to try and... Now we go into golden point of extra time, 5 minutes each way. This heat. Kazakhstani star of this tournament. She's off the field. Kotacek. And there's a coin toss. Kotacek is coming back on for the coin toss. And China have won it. They get to choose what to do. Kazakhstan will play back into the sun. The sun's pretty high though. This is going to be a desperate few minutes of rugby as these tired players come out again into the sun and battle it out for the cup final spot against Hong Kong at 7:30 this evening. Both teams with some quite big players. Athletic. Here we go. Kazakhstan will get the kick. It's back to Bieva with the ball. She's pretty good at these restarts. Let's see how she goes here. Oh, and as I say that, she's belted it straight across at halfway.
Good to see now that they could be ruining that decision to kick possession away last play of the game, giving China primary possession on the first attempt in golden score. So, strange decision at the end of full time. Kazakhstan needing to defend.
So it's China now with Zhao with the ball at her feet. Feeds inside to Yu. To Lu, but it's been transferred forward. And that's basics, really. That's maybe just tiredness, the heat. This is going to be a tough old battle here. Each team tries to outdo each other. I don't think we're going to see anything fancy. Pakistan have got it back with Nematova on the ball. There's a slight advantage here in numbers. Come across. Back to Bieva. Inside ball. She soldiers on. Putting it up as Dowdam Bayeva. To Nematova. Chinese just flopping in on that, and no one's gotten for that. Are they back 10? Yes, they have got back to 10. On goes Kibisheva. Tries to score in the first half. She's been thrown out. Quick one, been just throwing wildly inside there, but taken under the attention of two Kazakhstani defenders, putting themselves under all sorts of pressure here. And is that going to come out? There's a ton of players in there. And now China hard up against the try line, and there's a ruck, and they cleared that away with their hands. Lilian Zhao with the ball. Is she going to tap and go or try and get it across the touchline for a line out?
And this is all good stuff for Hong Kong, of course. The girls down in the heat of the day. 3 minutes into overtime. This is going to be depleting for both sides. And whoever makes it to the final.
Away by Yu to Sun to Zhao. And they're struggling to battle their way out of the 22. The defence of Kazakhstan is good. And they're numbering up nicely. There's no overlaps here. If they don't kick it out of their half, they're going to struggle.
Here's a question for you, Grant. What happens if it's tied at the end of golden score?
I don't know, Di. I'm hoping I'll get something in my ear. Oh, here we go. China on the burst. Away comes Lu. Can she go all the way? She's been chased. Despairing dive. Big Superman style dive. Desperately trying to get hold of her, but it's China through Yuan has sealed this game in golden time, and Kazakhstan on their haunches. What a game, what a contest. And China will go through to face Hong Kong in the Cup final at 7:30 p.m. tonight here at Tiantai Stadium. The local crowd very excited about that. Well done, China. Hard luck, Kazakhstan. That was a tussle of magnitude.
And my prediction, completely out of the window, Grant. Although it did last for longer than previous, it did last a full 20 minutes. Or a full 18 minutes, I should say, but fantastic. First defeat this weekend for Kazakhstan. And a rematch of the pool game at the end of day one in the women's final. China against the neighbours, the southern neighbours, Hong Kong. What a great final ahead for everyone involved in Hong Kong rugby and indeed China.